Whew. Wow. Where am I? My goodness. This all feels a little bit weird. I'm suddenly very claustrophobic and I'm in a vertical format and I'm not sure if I like it. I kind of want to go horizontal again, but for the next hour or so, we're not. We're going to go live in this here new, apparently next generation YouTube experience where I'm talking to you via the means, hopefully, of a mobile phone. But, do let us know. Are you watching this on a phone, a tablet, a desktop computer? Welcome to a impromptu vidIQ live stream where we're just going to talk about this new feature that has appeared. And I'm not going to do this by myself. I'm going to bring in my esteemed co-host who goes by the name of Dan.
Huh?
Hey, Dan.
Hey.
How are you? Hi.
Yeah. Hey.
Below me.
Yeah.
What's going on? Where are we?
I think we're on the new vertical live feed, which is very interesting. I've been playing with it a lot.
Yeah. So, just in the chat, let us know. Are you on a computer or watch on a phone, or how did you find this? We're already hearing from Chad Garber that they're on a computer and this is such a waste of space. I don't know if you're talking about the live stream or Dan and myself as being a waste of space. But regardless, you can leave if you want to. So we're seeing people on phone, right? So if you are on phone, I'm not sure if I should advise you to do this, but can you swipe up and do we disappear? And then can you swipe down and then we reappear? Because that's kind of how this is supposed to work, whereby it's very consumable live streams as opposed to consumable TikToks or shorts. And this is very new to me. I've never tried this before, but Dan does have a little bit of experience using YouTube Shorts live stream. So Dan, you just give us your experience so far, and I'll bring up some of the chatter as we talk through this.
Yeah, and I did start a poll, by the way. So 69%, nice, are watching on a phone.
All right, okay.
32%, now 68%. So we do have more phone viewers right now. I have been using this, and in my experience, I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of new viewers. And the reason I know I'm getting new viewers is because my sub count tends to go up. And for me, it goes up about 100 subs per hour. Channels similar to my size have that same kind of deal. I don't think that'll be forever. I think there'll be a limit to that. It'll probably slow down once a lot of new people find the channel. But yes, a lot of us are knowing, in my circles that I run in, that wow, a lot of new people find these. So I've been doing that, and I've been just preparing streams in this format, and I've been doing streams for viewers of this format. I'm trying my best not to repurpose stuff I'm already doing. I did try it once where I streamed widescreen, and I had a vertical version of that stream running. And it was constructed like this. It was a nice looking vertical stream, but there was two chats I was managing. And in the end, I got less views on both than when I've gone live doing one or the other. So I currently, maybe it needs more testing. I don't love doing it that way, but doing these vertical streams and watching vertical streams, it's been very, very interesting to see those results. Now I'm going to end this poll. I'm actually going to do a new one. If you guys could vote on this too. Sure. I want to know how many of you, if it's your first time seeing us at vidIQ. We answer YouTube questions and talk about YouTube growth advice, things like that. Is this your first vidIQ live stream?
Good question. Yeah, I like it.
I'll leave it yes or no. I'm really curious because one of the things we're noticing, like I said, is a lot of new people find this because just like shorts, it's a different viewership. It's for a different audience on YouTube. So we'll look at that.
Well, you say that, but I'm seeing some really interesting comments here, Dan, that some people say that if they swipe, it just goes to half screen or it brings up the chat or you don't disappear, you just become smaller. So it's as if they found this live stream maybe not through the feed.
Possibly.
Which is curious. We weren't aware if that was going to happen or not. So I think Dan's checking it now. And Dan also mentioned something interesting about the discoverability of these live streams because we feel as if they may be reaching lots of new viewers. So what we're going to do is we're going to just keep a low-key track of the subscriber counts. Now, usually during a 2-hour live stream, the subscriber count may go up by around about 100. But Dan has been witnessing increases of 200 subscribers per hour on smaller channels.
100 on smaller channels.
100 subscribers per hour on smaller channels. So we're going to track this. Like on a usual live stream, this would probably go up to something like 270, 280, maybe 300. So if that's a significant difference, then that does again suggest that people are discovering this live stream via new means. And because the subscribe button is in a very prominent place, more people might be tapping on it. But we're losing subscribers now, so maybe I should stop talking about that for the time being. Yeah. And if you're wondering how we're doing this, we are broadcasting on StreamYard, as we usually do, and it has a 16:9 capabilities. And it means that we still have all of the usual tools that we have. We can do screen sharing and like bring up chat and press all sorts of buttons and all sorts of fantastical things happen. So we're really appreciative of StreamYard making this available and making it quite seamless for us to do. What we're also planning, as per the norm on any vidIQ live stream, is maybe do some Q&A, maybe do some channel audits, because we'll see if it works, screen sharing in this way. We're not using the forms or anything like that. So we'll just do some sort of hashtag comment, and you'll see how that works a little later on if we do decide to use it. But just to give you a bit more context, finally, on why we're doing this, it's inspired by this Creator Insider video. When Renee Ritchie is talking to a product manager about this, and I think this has been running for maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. Dan's been experimenting with it. I've just done this for the first time. We're probably going to do a video on this maybe next week, the week after. But if you want to know all of the gory details of how this technically works and how you might want to set it up, then do check out this video. Just search for this on YouTube and you should find it. But yeah, that's kind of like the brief introduction to this. And so, yeah, I'm going to throw it over to you again, Dan, a little bit, just to maybe tell us, you know, how is it different? You know, the interaction that's going on, like, what type of streams have you been playing? Is it easy to do and more difficult? What have you got to consider?
I would say if you're primarily a phone YouTuber, this is an easier thing to do. I would say that live streams in vertical format, from my experience, seem to be a little more casual. Yeah. YouTube is also kind of pushing them as a more casual way to do content. Like, it's really quick to just pull out your phone and just be like, "Hey, I'm live," and answer some questions. And I will say, we're showing up on the feed, right? So that's us.
Okay, right. I see.
And then if you swipe up, it should just go to another vertical live stream.
Oh,
here's another channel.
Swiped us away.
Here's another channel.
So can you go backwards, Dan? Can you swipe down and get us back? Just that, right? You can get back to us.
Yes, I can get back by swiping down.
So yeah, Elapo Gaming, just watch. We're just testing what happens when you live stream in a vertical format, because I guess it's similar to a short in itself, in that if you publish a video that's in vertical format and it's less than 60 seconds, it defaults to the YouTube Shorts player. And now, because we're live streaming in it's 9:16, isn't it? Yeah, that would be the aspect ratio. If we live stream in a vertical format, it is defaulting to live streaming through this Shorts player. And again, just to give you some context if you're new here, we would typically get between 800 and 1,000 concurrent viewers if we were live streaming and we'd notified everybody. We just told everybody 5 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
And we've already got 600 people watching. But we've got no way to compare this to anything because we've tried it for the first time. Anyway, sorry, Dan, I've ranted on a little bit. Carry on with your experiences.
So yeah, I was saying earlier that doing them side by side as like a vertical on one of your live streams and horizontal on the other, or some people are using Twitch, they'll live stream vertical or horizontal on Twitch and vertical on YouTube. It's kind of the same as when you were to live stream on YouTube and Twitch together anyway. You have 2 chats to manage, you have a lot of things going on. So just in my very limited testing, if you're talking to some people, I would recommend at this time, if you are thinking about using this, to just do a dedicated vertical stream. You know, just on your channel, focus on the audience that is coming to you, just like you would a video, right? Like it's about focusing on the people who you're trying to reach with your content. So that's just like some quick tips there. But yeah, overall, what I find really interesting about it, and again, I really should have just rewatched this video yesterday. I think YouTube counts these towards the watch hours on your channel for becoming monetized.
Oh yeah.
I think. So that means if you do this and you're normally a shorts creator, this could be really a good way for you to continue being a shorts creator because you're just doing the vertical thing that people know you for. You're on the short shelf where people found you, and you're getting now watch hours towards monetization, whereas before you were not able to do that. So suddenly, instead of having to get the 90 million views in whatever time frame, now we're talking about I think it's 10 million views in 90 days. Now we're talking about getting 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool.
I think Peter's Retro Collection does agree, but they've just misspelled it. So loves are counted. I assume they mean lives. So
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that would be very interesting and exciting if you were able to build out a community through vertical live streaming on YouTube and hit the requirements for that. So yeah, cool stuff. There's lots of questions coming in. So I think what might be a good idea to do now is maybe open this up for some Q&A. But we want to stress that we would like the Q&A to be very much be about this experience. So we don't want you asking questions about how to get more subscribers and like how to improve my audience retention time, unless it's specifically about this new live streaming service. So the way we're going to do this is I will, hang on. If I do a giveaway tool, I don't actually know what the question is, do I?
Yeah, no, I think we should
That
just do like
doesn't work.
say question in front of your question. So
Yes.
say question before your question. I'm just putting
Hashtag question.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't type it like that, but whatever. We'll see it.
In capitals, yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see it and we'll bring it up and then we'll start chatting about it. Yeah. Did you just put that up, Dan? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a question. All right. So somebody's got the idea. In and out, the net fishing has the plan here. Do you think vertical live has affected the shorts algorithm?
Affected the shorts algorithm. Well, YouTube, I have not seen this myself, and I watch a lot of shorts, but YouTube claims that your shorts are going, or your lives are going to show up on the short shelf. And the way they phrased it, it was almost as if your live streams were going to show up while you were watching shorts. So you could be scrolling through shorts, and suddenly you'll find somebody that's live. I have not had this experience. This is just something I heard somebody at YouTube say, and I don't know if I misheard them. I don't know if it's a feature they're rolling out. I don't know if it's, I have no idea. I have no idea what triggers it. I just know how to find them is by watching shorts, tapping on the screen to pause it, and then clicking the live button at the top.
If you do the usual thing, Dan, and turn the word algorithm into audience, like this is impacting audience behavior. Because whenever somebody pauses a YouTube short, and how many times do you think that is happening a day? Considering there's billions of shorts watched every single day, tens of millions of people are probably pausing shorts at some point in a day. All of a sudden, a live stream button appears. And that is like an incredible gateway to this new experience. So yes, it's going to be affecting discovery of content. Absolutely. I see you've started a lot of questions here, Dan, which is really helpful. So do you want to pick the next one?
You can just go in order. I'm trying to filter them, and I'm also trying to look for some more.
The Over Under podcast. Why would someone do vertical streams over regular streams outside of it'll get more views? It's a really good question when you phrase it like that, because essentially this is an opportunity. It's very similar to shorts. Like there's a new thing and it's not oversaturated yet, probably. You're probably going to get your voice in front of a lot of new people. Mm-hmm. So yeah, outside of it'll get more views, that's a really good question. I guess what I suspect is that in the way that you've watched TikTok and you see those videos where people just get lots of free gifts, like which are worth pennies and stuff, I would imagine that in the future, YouTube's going to make it as accessible to do that and give gifts to people in a very interactive way, which you don't do as much just watching on a TV or on your computer. I think YouTube are going to really play on the financial aspects of this in the long term. So that might be in a way. And I think it's just generally super easy because, for a lot of people, they're just going to press record, hold their phone like this, and they're not going to do any other setup. And that just makes it really simple and convenient, as opposed to the 30 minutes we spent setting up this stream. So thanks for the question. Mm-hmm. Galaxy Geeks. Curious, how did you set StreamYard for this live stream? So I created a new stream as normal, and I went into the general settings, and there was an option to change the aspect ratio. And it was as simple as that. And then everything else, all of these little setups and screens and doodad, they're all already configured to work in this new layout. The one thing that's missing at the moment is custom layouts. So we're kind of struggling with screen sharing here, and that we're having to fudge it a little bit to make sure that you can see the screen properly. Like when I do this, we have to do that and then do that to kind of make it work. But beyond that one limitation, StreamYard has done a really good job already of integrating this into vertical live streaming. Fame for less. Dan, you are desperate to be on the lower bunk of this live stream. Do you think everyone should try vertical live streaming?
There's a few questions like this that I've starred, but it really is going to be just like asking, should everyone try shorts? There's going to be a lot of like YouTube folks out there in our space that will tell you, yeah, you should do everything. I'm going to advise that you should do this if you have an idea for how you could utilize it. If you don't, it's just another tool in your YouTube toolbox. YouTube just wants to be the platform for everything. That's why we have the community tab. That's why we have shorts. That's why we have longs and live streams. So some channels, we look at channels all the time that don't live stream. They do not have a live stream tab on their channel. They just don't touch live streaming, and they're doing just fine. And to me, this is just another feature just like that. So you should use it in the sense that do you have an idea for what this might be for? Like, think about people who use their phones and are watching this right now. Like, what are you guys doing right now? Like, are you at home on your couch with your phone? Like, those of you who are watching on mobile, like, what is your environment around you like? Because if you're commuting right now, but you're just you some time to kill and you pop in headphones and you just watch stuff, like that changes things a little bit. Like now the audience you're reaching out to is in a more casual kind of environment, and maybe your live stream should be casual and just quick and easy. So yeah, it really is it's a very much a personal question.
I think you'll be qualified to answer this question as well, Dan. Big Cat 188, can you do horizontal and vertical on YouTube at the same time?
Not in the way we want to, but yes. You can run multiple live streams on your channel at one time. And the channels that do this a lot are like ones that have a lot of like live cams running 24/7. Anyone can do this though. So I linked it to you, Rob, in the private chat. There's a plugin by a team that they're called Atum, AITUM, and they have a free plugin that you can install on OBS, and it will allow you to have a vertical window and a horizontal window, and you can adjust the vertical window however you want. And not only is this used for making shorts during live streams, which is great for, it can also go live itself. So originally it was designed to go live while you're on YouTube. You can be live on TikTok. But now that this is here, this is how I went live in two places at once, but on one channel. But what I noticed was that it kind of split my audience, and I was getting a lot of new viewers from the vertical. I know this because a lot of them subscribed and admitted they were new. And then I was getting some views on my horizontal, but not as many that I would normally get. And I think what happened is that when you do this, you kind of compete with yourself in the YouTube home feed, right?
Yeah.
YouTube is only going to give you so much real estate at one time. You're not going to get two slots on the home feed. Like, go pound sand. They're never going to do that for you. So you do this, and I think it comes at a bit of a sacrifice. So what a lot of people are doing is they're streaming on Twitch. Maybe they normally do that, and then they're doing a vertical on YouTube or something. But I would say just think of how you could use this format on its own and just do a vertical live stream for fun and see what happens, but dedicate it to the people who are coming to watch that vertical stream.
044, does this count for monetization watch hours? Yes, we think so. There is a video that we recommend you watch, which is Vertical Live on YouTube Explained, the Creator Insider. We think it's answered in there, but we just forgot to watch the video before we went live. Delton Adams, what does the YouTube live control panel look like as for monitoring chat and concurrent viewers? Well, give me a second and I will bring that up for you to see. Now, you'll have to bear with me. I am currently sharing my screen in a very vertical format itself, so this is probably going to look ugly on desktop. But I will add this here and put that there. So you can see that it's showing a concurrent viewers, the chat rate, and everything's appearing, but it's all just very, very squashed to look at. We're not broadcasting directly from our phone, so we're not entirely sure what it would look like on our phone if we were doing it directly through YouTube. But that's your answer. I hope that is of assistance. And just to give you like an update of where this live stream currently is, we've got 824 concurrent viewers, which is about normal for us on a Tuesday if we were doing channel audits.
Yeah.
Now, when we do like spontaneous Q&As and stuff, it's usually about half of this number. It's between 400 and 500. So already I'm saying that this is kind of a successful test for live streaming in vertical format. We're getting an increase in numbers. Who knows? It may go up even more. We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the subscriber counts, I think they're pretty much where they should be. I don't think there's any big shift as of now. But we'll keep testing and we'll find out. All right, Dan. Got to switch everything around, get that right. Good. Question from Dave Monk. On a mobile as a viewer, do you know if you can close a chat? With it active, the bottom third of the screen is covered, so we can't fully see you, Dan. Oh,
that's by design. No, I think you can. I think what you do is you tap on chat, and then you can. Nope, I'm a moderator, so it's trying to get me to ban you guys. There is a way. Oh, the three dots at the top. So 3 dots at the top, and then live chat you could turn off. Boom. So it's 3 dots at the top corner above Rob right now. That corner. There's 3 dots
up here.
So tap that, and then you can turn live chat on and off.
Thanks for the question. Nomadic Flippers. Should I utilize vertical live if I'm mostly focused on growing my long form content?
Maybe not. It's not like it's going to hurt something. It's just, is that going to take time away from you from doing your long form stuff? You got to research and make thumbnails and do all that. Like, is doing this going to hurt in the sense that it's going to take time out of your day, and you're not even wanting to grow in the vertical landscape of YouTube anyway?
Would we agree that if they are already live streaming on YouTube but in landscape, it's worth testing a portrait version of it just to see what happens? But if you're not a regular live streamer, there's quite a lot of, I guess, initial setup involved to be able to live stream effectively.
Yeah.
Groove Galaxy, in what scenario would it be more practical to do a vertical live stream over other types of content?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like,
I would say any running and gunning live stream. Like if you're out, let's say you're doing a shopping haul, or you're doing some sort of sport streaming, like you're at a park or something, just having that simple technology of being able to stream from your phone, I think for all of those types of scenarios, this is a big benefit.
Yeah, that's the most immediate thing that I can recognize. There are probably, I mean, if you just watch verticals for a bit, you can probably see a lot of different ways people are using it. But the most common one I'm seeing is somebody who is doing something very casual. They've propped their phone up on something and they're just kind of answering questions.
I think what you've also realized, Dan, is when you do live stream in this vertical format, it crushes average view duration somewhat, in that, because again, it's so easily for somebody to just swipe onto another live stream, and they're in more of that, I can watch this anywhere. I don't have to sit down, relax, chilling. I could be on the bus, or like I could just be sat down for a few moments. I'm not settling into a long live stream. Average view duration can be a lot shorter. So, you know, when you think about watch time for live streams, you might not get the huge watch time dump that you sometimes get from landscape content. I am not a cat. Well, we'll be the judge of that. Vertical live defaults to your live streaming tab, thus giving you watch hours for monetization, but it appears as a link on your shorts when you're live. Is that correct? There's a lot of questions there. I don't know the answer to any of them.
So vertical live defaults your live streaming tab. If you click the live streaming tab, it should show up. Thus giving you watch hours for monetization. YouTube, we believe, has said this does give you watch hours for monetization. Where, like, I would say I'm about 75% sure of that. But it appears as a link on your shorts when you're live. Is that correct? I'm about 75% sure. Yeah.
Sorry, I want to
but
mute it. All right, okay. So this is on the desktop. How it's we've now gone into infinity mode.
So the link you're talking about, if you're on mobile, something that happens if you're live, in any format on YouTube, if
Yeah.
your channel icon lights up as live, and yes, that will happen. If you're live, if someone's watching one of your shorts and you're live and somewhere else on YouTube, that will be lit up and people can tap it and will go watch you live. So that's happening no matter what, whether you're doing a horizontal or a vertical stream.
Sapphire has a question. Is it healthy for me to have gained over 7,000 subscribers doing vertical live streams? Wow. That seems impressive.
I believe it. I don't think it hurts. Hey, if you like doing vertical live streams, what you're probably doing, just like a YouTube Shorts channel, is you're building a concurrent fan base, like people who are like, oh, Sapphire's live again, cool. And yeah, like those 7,000 subscribers aren't meaningless. Like, people subscribed, they intend to watch more, but if you switch to doing long form content and horizontal live streams all the time, most of them probably won't watch, I would say. Just like shorts, it's like a fraction of them will drop in, but it's because people like what they like. They use YouTube in different ways, and you can't really control that.
Diligent, nosy Emily.
Emily? I don't know. There's a different way to spell it.
Let's go with that. Should I use this instead of normal 16:9 streams? Again, it's kind of a case of you shouldn't just do it for the sake of doing it because we're testing it and we think you should. There has to be, beyond testing and experimentation, which I always encourage, what's the goal? Mm-hmm. Do you want to build an audience through vertical live streams? Or are you trying to get viewers from those vertical live streams to go watch your long form content or watch shorts or watch a landscape live stream? If that's your intent, I think that's probably not the way to approach this.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is about your personal goals.
River of Cash, can I watch these vertical streams on my PC? I think we just demonstrated that you can a couple of seconds ago. And here we go, the typical money question. How do you make dollars from vertical live streams? Well, right now, there is the super thanks and the super chats, of course, which are built into YouTube. But as I say, the gifting phenomenon on TikTok is incredible. And I would imagine that there's a future where YouTube's going to implement that as well, where viewers send gifts to the creator and the gifts convert themselves into cash for the creator. And there was that NPC craze a couple of months ago where people would make noises and sounds depending on the gifts that they were given. So I can see that being a incredibly irritating way to monetize your audience going forward. But, you know, we do super chats on our live streams and answer questions based on those super chats. But we're not doing it today. We just want a general Q&A for this one. And also shopping would be another interesting one, because shopping is heavily integrated into shorts. If you're wanting to sell merch or products that are attached to your Shopify account that's tied to your YouTube account, there's hopefully going to be big opportunities there as well. Iceberg Z, seeing as YouTube implementing new features often creates a strong push towards people using that feature, is now the time to do vertical streams. So again, I would say yes, from an experimental point of view. Even if you're not thinking about doing a vertical live streaming, you know, over a longer period of time, I think right now, when there's an opportunity to test with less competition, it's definitely worth just having a play with it, because who knows, you may fall in love with this format and not realize that vertical live streaming is the thing for you on YouTube. I just don't want people to think that this is a solution. I'm going to stop doing shorts. I'm going to stop making long form videos. I'm just going to live stream every day vertically to get monetized. And then I'm going to go back to my long form content. That's not what we're trying to encourage. All right, Dan, I'm going to give you this one. Janik Ashwani. This week I did 5 live streams. The only watch hours counted was for monetization, but from horizontal, vertical live streams did not count. I think there's some punctuation missing there, but I think what they're saying is that vertical live streaming did not count.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you probably have the thing that tells you how many hours you have left until monetization. Yeah. So, assuming you're not monetized. So that's really interesting. I remember hearing that, but like I said, I'm like not the most confident on that. I really do feel like they said it would count. That said, sometimes that thing takes a while to update. It's not instant, so keep an eye on it. But yeah, no, we're gonna keep looking at it, and maybe we'll get a more concrete answer for you at some time.
Crazy Technic. Can anyone live stream vertically, or do you need 100 subs? I'm trying to remember what the requirements are for live streaming these days.
I think a brand new channel can live stream, but like in my experience, when I set up a new channel, you have to click on the live stream thing and try and set one up, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, you can't do that, but come back in 24 hours. It's really weird.
Yeah, and I think there's also, is it called intermediate features and then advanced features that you need to unlock in the settings? Do check them out as well. There used to be some like actual number requirements, which I think was 100 subs, but as Dan says, I don't think those are in place anymore. It's a case of, let's put it like this way. Even if you don't want to live stream and you're a very small channel, just try and live stream now and just see what it says. Because you'll get to a point where there's like the last red button where it says go live. You probably won't get to that point if there is some sort of blocker on YouTube. So at least you can find that out now.
Yeah.
Planetary Dragon. What happens after the live stream is over? Does it does it go into long form content of a live section?
It'll go into the live section,
just
like any other live stream. It'll just be in this format. It'll still be vertical.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Jeeves, how many viewers are you getting compared to your normal live stream? So we tend to average between 800 to 1,000 concurrent viewers, and the numbers keep jumping up by 200 and then down 200, but it seems to be in between 630 and 830 as I'm looking at the live stats. But yeah, I don't know if that's just the nature of shorts live streams when there's so many people coming in and out of a live stream that YouTube's finding it difficult to follow. But yeah, I'd say we're about normal. We're about where we would be, but this is a different type of live stream and it's unannounced. We didn't plan it. So I'd say this is performing pretty well for us as an experiment.
Yeah. So
okay, we kind of already answered this one.
Oh, okay. All right.
We answered this one. I think the first person asked about the algorithm, didn't they? That was the first question we got.
There has been a lot of rotation in viewers.
Yeah. Ad revenue on short streams compared to normal. Viewers on short streams compared to normal.
I'm trying to answer the ad revenue question right now, but I'm not going to have like the best stats on that. So I'm just looking at one of my old ones at the moment.
Well,
so let's see. I did my first one. Revenue has $12.23.
Okay.
From ads, and it has I don't know. It tells me the concurrence. So it had an average. It had a peak of 164 concurrent viewers. The views on it are 1.4K in total. So that's, I assume, people watching after the fact. And we're looking at ad revenue of $12.23 as compared to a similar long form stream I did. The ad revenue on that was, if it loads, $34.52.
Right.
So definitely more on the long form and similar viewership. So I think that's because people settle in to watch like your long form videos, even if they were live streams or while they're live. And there's more mid-roll ads in them, and it just makes sense that the long form widescreen stream would make more money.
When you compare it to ad revenue from just shorts, though, that's significantly higher. You know, because you get cents usually from shorts content. And again, Dan, I'm asking you, and I don't know if you know this, when you're swiping through live streams in the Shorts player, do ads play?
I'm on YouTube Premium, so I wouldn't know.
So questions for the audience.
Yeah.
When you're swiping through live streams in the Short player, do ads play? Also, do ads play if I press my play ad button? Because on the in the live control center, you have a dedicated button for playing an advert. So I'm going to press it in, and you let me know if it appears when you come back from the advert. So 3, 2, 1. No, what have I just done? That's the wrong button. Hang on. I pressed the wrong button.
It's not working. I don't see an ad.
3, 2, 1. Right, I've just pressed the ad button. So let us know if it appears. I don't know. Something that we do whenever there is a new member here at vidIQ and they get to use our delicious custom emojis is welcome them. Kid Time Crew, I think they asked a super chat question yesterday, but they also get a custom sound effect for today, which sounds a little bit like this. Wow, thank you. Thank you.
We're getting a lot of I got an ad, I didn't get an ad, I got an ad. So yeah, a number of people to get an ad.
So it does work. You can play mid-roll ads.
Of those of you who say you got an ad,
yeah.
Were you watching in this format?
Good question. Good question.
Let me know.
I've seen now, Dan, how brutalized you are.
Yeah,
You're just barely there.
I'm not here.
Yeah.
It's not even a third. It's literally half the screen.
Maybe that's fair. I don't know.
That's funny.
And so that was the last question we've had in for now. Great questions. Thank you. I think what we'll try, Dan, let's just experiment on this. Let's do a channel audit. Let's do one channel audit to see how this works in this format. So the way we're going to do this, I'll just bring up the sub count. I'd say that's now actually higher. You know, we've been live streaming for 30 minutes.
I took a
and
screenshot.
We've gained around about 80 subscribers. So that is interesting and cool in itself. But yeah, what we're going to try and do is audit a channel like this. Let me just get things in the right order. So now you won't be able to see us because of a chat, but we will be audited in a channel. And the way we're going to do this is through the StreamYard giveaway tool, which should work. So I want you to type into the chat and only type it in once. If you type it in multiple times, it only accepts your first entry. We're going to do a message of Shorts live stream. So if you type that in the chat once, you will see these entries appearing, and we will pick one of these names for a single channel audit during this new funky way of doing live streams on YouTube. And you can see we've got some entries in. We'll wait until it ticks up to maybe 100, and then we'll pick one of these channels, and hopefully I can find it on YouTube, as long as your name is somewhat unique. Because if it isn't, we're in a whole lot of trouble.
You're opening your channel up right now to some constructive criticism, potentially.
Or potentially some
or
very
you're just incredible, and we'll learn from you. But the way if you're new to this channel, which a number of you said you are, the way this works is that we look at channels and dissect them and try and, give some tips and tricks for how they can do better. We feel like this helps way more people than just the person we're like actually auditing. And since 53% of you said this is your first vidIQ live stream, I felt like that was worth mentioning.
We do that every Tuesday for a couple of hours if you're interested. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell, whatever, so that you can see us on a regular basis. With Dan, we are now at over 100 entrants, so I will draw the very lucky winner. See if I can time my sound effects right. No, I can't. The sound effects are not working. Sound effects are going to probably start, like massively delayed. Not a surprise. Anyway, Kennison Crew was the winner. So I think that's a fairly unique channel name, and I should be able to find that on YouTube. There she is. So obviously we are looking at this channel in a very different way that we usually would in terms of layout. Has more of a mobile vibe. This is a channel is a safe place to communicate and be part of a wonderful crew. They are a gaming channel, and so we're seeing their homepage in a moment. Again, it doesn't look great on this format. So we are seeing 2 long-form videos and 2 shorts. So they
pretty
are
new. Nice.
very new to YouTube. Welcome to the journey. You joined, pretty much a month ago, YouTube. So that is cool to see.
Nicely done.
And so I think, Dan, their passion is The Sims 4 specifically. And, just from fundamentals, it looks like they're trying custom thumbnails, which is great to see for a new channel. They've already had, for them, a breakthrough piece of content, having over 100 views. Like, we audit many Let's Play channels that have been doing this for years and get views of 10 or less. But you're not doing Let's Plays. You're doing something different within the Sims genre. What are your first impressions?
Yeah, if we scroll down a little bit, I just want to see the views and the lengths. Okay, so the first video was a lot longer.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was covered up, Dan. Sorry, I can see all the screen. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Slopeside Village with hot springs, no CC. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Closed captions? Sims 4 speed build. Kind of curious. But in any case, yeah, so I love to see a first video get over 100 views. So you're definitely in the right place. And it looks like you have the talent it takes too. When it comes to doing speed builds and stuff, it can be a very competitive space in any game that you can build in. If we were to give some tips, I think that intro was very long.
Yeah. 10 seconds, I would say.
Yeah. It's someone's coming to your channel for the first time. They just kind of stare at the screen for 10 seconds. It is a bit rough to try and convince people to stick around longer past that point. So just keep that in mind. I like that this just kind of starts off though, and I love what you're doing with these rocks and everything. I love how you started the video doing something I've never ever thought of doing. I've played a lot of Sims. I've never thought of doing what you just did. That's super cool. And that's the kind of stuff that immediately adds a lot of credibility to you as a builder. And someone who watches these, who's looking for tips for their own Sims videos, is immediately thinking that's awesome looking. I totally want to do that. Or they may have seen that before, but they're impressed and they still watch because they're just what else? What other tricks does this person have up their sleeve? They built this bridge and they're putting little plants around it. You could tell this could be a really intricate build. I understand why this video is so long. So
yeah, look at this, Dan. 10-hour video that they had to
10 hours
edit down. Woof. That's dedication and commitment on their very first video.
Is there any music or anything?
So yeah, I did want to put the sound up and just listen to what there is.
In the front of the lot.
Okay.
Tell you a little
nice.
bit about me and my hopes for the channel. My name is Ricky. I am a wife and a mom to 3 children. My husband.
This intro is 1.5 minutes in, by the way, so it didn't start with this.
Okay, yeah.
Now, as for
so
my
if you
channel,
pause it,
I want to start with upload.
The one thing I've not heard people do in these speed builds, I would say the larger channels I've seen do speed builds like this, is they don't talk about the channel or the personal life too much. I don't think that's wrong to do. I think a lot of YouTubers want to open up and share more about themselves. I would just say that because it's happening so early in the video, I don't know how long that segment is. I would almost save that for towards the end. And the reason I say if you're going to do it, save it towards the end is because those folks are more dedicated to you than the people who drop off earlier in the video, right? And I think there's a better chance of people making it to the end if you don't kind of drop that on them, if that's not what they're there for. But by the time they've gotten used to you in a 40-minute video, towards the end of the video, you're like, gosh, thanks for sticking around through this 40-minute video. I just want you to know my hopes for the channel and blah, 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 blah. That feels like a better time to do something like that. I wouldn't make a habit of it overall. It is, I would say, from the big channels I've seen do this, it is very unusual. I have not seen that, and retention is very, very, very important on YouTube. But that is just my critique there.
So second video, this is what we say we would remove this intro, because anybody who's watched your first video is going to skip 10 seconds forward to get into the meat of a video. There are other ways to brand your content. But again, this is a creator's second video, so we're not going to beat up on you too much on that. The titles are a little word heavy, or they're kind of built in such a way that you're trying to tell us multiple things, like all one room schoolhouse the Sims 4 speed build and no CC. I still don't know what that means. To be honest,
said earlier, we missed it.
Yeah, you may have mentioned it. It just adds a layer of confusion to the title, so I would probably save that for your intro or hook. Maybe explain what that is. You did say constructive criticism in the description, but I think you said constructive criticism was welcome, so I don't think it's no constructive criticism. So I just have no idea what it means. Maybe it's a term from the game itself. And
it does feel like closed captions. Community content. Oh, community content. That could make sense. Sims has a lot of like content from people who in the Sims community. Custom content. Okay. So that's specific to the Sims. I now I understand. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So it's a non-modded version of the Sims.
Right. I guess custom content, you could consider it modded. It's not. It's like people build something and they can upload it to the cloud or whatever, and people can download it and put it on their map. So you could build a house. That's community content. If you build a house and then you give it to the internet, and the internet could be like, nice house, and they put it in their neighborhood.
Is that important?
It is if you're going to do a speed build. I don't know if it's important to mention in the title, maybe in the video itself, but if you're doing a speed build and you're saying, I didn't cheat, quote unquote, by using community content, that makes sense to me.
Gotcha.
But I don't think it needs to be in the title. Like you said, it makes the title kind of wordy. It looks like a lot of creators do it though. So, always stick with what's working for the vast majority of people. I wouldn't say the views on those videos are insanely high. So I would still follow closely to what's working for like the medium to larger channels. Because I've noticed that like a lot of creators, when they kind of ride in like groups of channels that are similar in size, they tend to sometimes make the same mistakes. And it's because like one person in the group does it and they're like, hey, that's interesting. You started doing that. Maybe I should do it. And so they all just kind of do it because one person tried it. You know what I mean? So just be careful of that. I would be looking at channels at your level, channels medium, channels even higher than that on the food chain. And, just keep going. This is great. 2 videos. It looks like you put a lot of time into them. This is, I'd say an incredible start for a brand new channel.
So if you are new to vidIQ, that is a taster of what we do every Tuesday for a couple of hours. We audit people's channels, gaming channels. Yesterday we audited an Opal, which kind of rocks, Precious Rocks channel. What else did we audit, Dan?
Yeah, it was a lot. Now I can only think about the
I've run a complete blank. Like maybe it's just all of the thousands of channels you've audited.
There's a tech channel that's doing like silent unboxings.
Yes.
Of like phones and stuff, which was really interesting.
There was a coding channel as well that we audited. A channel that was reviewing nostalgic Lego video games. So yeah, we do that every single week along with answering your questions. And so do make sure to join us if that's your sort of thing and you want to grow your channel. I was wondering if I could check here the analytics to see how this live stream is doing. So you can see here, I just scrolled. Oh, I can't. That's annoying. How can I scroll down? Is there any way to do this? There. It's kind of just not giving me exactly what I need. But you can kind of see here how the live stream has picked up traction with the numbers. And then it started to settle at around 800 concurrent viewers. And I don't know, maybe the signals from YouTube are saying that it's not getting good signals. Like we're getting a 2-minute average view duration, which isn't that high for us on a normal live stream. It would be up around 9, 10, 11 minutes. So I don't know, maybe this type of live streaming in a vertical format doesn't work for shorts, but we're finding out firsthand.
That's really interesting. You will see a much shorter average view duration, and that's because of that swipe rate, right? Like if your shorts don't captivate people swipe away. This is why when you do this, like if you're really looking to min max, I would say that people should understand what's going on somehow, some way, the second they scroll to your live stream. Like one thing we talked about, but we decided ultimately not to do, was put a banner on the stream that was always there that said maybe answering your YouTube questions or something specific. So at least when people swipe to it, they don't have to go and chat and go, what are you guys doing? What is this? And just keep that in mind. Like keep in mind, what is it like when someone swipes to your stream in the very middle of it? And if you can nail that, if you can figure out how to help people understand that, it's probably going to be a skill that translates to your long form horizontal streams as well. Obviously, people clicked on a title and thumbnail, so they already have kind of an idea of what they're getting into. But just being aware of what does a person see when they jump into the middle of a live stream, which is where most people will jump in. You know, that's going to be a huge thing on this format of shorts, short live streams or vertical live streams.
This is interesting. Typically for a live stream we do, which is landscape, we'll get, I think, between 6,000 to 10,000 views during a stream, and then like a total of maybe 12,000 to 15,000 views when it goes to on demand. Already, we're at 14,000 views for this short stream. So I think a lot more people are coming into this stream, but then a lot more people are exiting the stream as well. So this is, again, probably the discovery aspect of YouTube Shorts, in that a lot of new people are finding vidIQ and then swiping away. so goodbye. It was nice knowing you. But it's an interesting experiment. And it's also showing how consistent, like, this hasn't really leveled out. I'm guessing that's just because the latest numbers haven't updated yet. But it's given our live stream a fair chance with a lot of viewers coming into this live stream. And then just a final point of interest. Here's a chat. This was when we started asking for your questions. This was when we did the invite for a channel audit. So you can see how when we engage with the audience, it certainly increases significantly. Should we go back to some questions, some final questions? You know, what has everybody learned and that type of thing?
I saw somebody ask, what's the new feature? Because the title of this stream is like testing out a new feature. Just to be clear, this is the feature. Like the fact that it's a vertical live stream is the feature. Now, that might speak to just how often you've been watching these. And you're like, this isn't new.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, this vertical live stream is the feature.
So yeah, if you want to add question again, and we'll star a couple more, and we'll try and answer a few more.
We got a member earlier, by the way. So thank you to Kids.
Oh, well, let's give him... we did that one. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've got that sound effect.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and then we already did that one.
We're just working in the background now to
we're
queue up some questions.
The first question you have is that one okay that it's not about this?
Sorry, I'm just pressing star down on anything that I see question. I'm not really reading them.
Oh, okay.
So get rid of them if they're not relevant.
Okay.
Except for that one. We'll start that one.
So this question says, I do live streams from time to time of Mount Denali from our home in Alaska as a silent live. Will I still be able to do the stream in vertical, meaning a silent live? It's about audience intent. So I don't know what that stream looks like. If it's just you pointing a camera at a mountain and sometimes stuff happens and that's why people kind of watch it, that feels like good content for a television to me. And maybe that's why you designed it that way. Would that be compelling in the shorts live feed? It's something you should definitely test. You can't just take my word for it, how I personally feel about it. But personally, I wouldn't stop scrolling on that. But that's just me. Like I'm a different person than Rob. You know what I mean? Like, so just, I always say stuff and I try to make sure that I caveat it by saying you should test it anyway. But the audience intent doesn't sound like it's a match to me, but that's just my personal gut feeling.
Dib, is there a standard way to multi-stream vertical and horizontal at the same time? I don't think there's a standard way, Dan, but you have found tools that will do that, and we mentioned them earlier on.
Yeah, it's not standard. It is essentially running two streams literally on your channel at the same exact time, and people have to choose between one or the other. There is no way to hit a button right now and make this a horizontal fitting live stream. That would be amazing. YouTube doesn't have that, but you can get a tool. You can get it. It's called Atom, ATIUM, and you can add it to your OBS, and you could set up a whole separate vertical live stream and go live on both. And you'll have to schedule 2 streams on your channel, but you can do it. I found meh results from it. I only tried it once though.
Meh. Sabertooth Tigress. What about the giveaway feature? How did that work? So I'll quickly show you. This is a benefit of using a streaming service such as StreamYard. Not sponsored or anything. We just think they're a really good tool and it's just seamless, always works. The way it works is that if I can maybe do this, it's giveaway tool. It knows we're automatically running a live stream. So we select it and then we say match text. So whenever somebody types in that exact text, It grabs all of those users who typed in that text, and then we can pick a winner. So very easy to use. We recommend StreamYards just because we think it's a really good tool.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is Awkward GM Corbin. What type of content benefits from a vertical stream? Seems like you are losing out on a lot of real estates.
If you're watching
screen
on a
size, yes.
desktop, we are physically, yes, missing on real estate. But this is for this format on a cell phone. So in terms of benefits, like we said earlier, it's kind of up to you. Like if you feel like there's a cool use of this in your content flow, then yeah, but it's really personal.
Old Man Gib asks, what is Dan's cat's name today?
Matt.
Matt. Okay. Hey, Matt. How you doing? Question from Anna. How to turn off flying emojis? Lots of movement background emojis and your logo gives me seasickness.
Oh, okay. That is, we put that there, but we can.
So, yeah, I can turn it off. Dan's turned it off, but the flying emojis and stuff this is from the chat, isn't it? These will be all of the custom emojis that people are using, I would imagine.
We can turn those off too. But those are live reactions.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to do that though.
Well, no, we like those, but maybe we can make the background not move as much. Although I can't find our other background.
You're the first person who's complained about it, Anna.
Or this one, or this one, or this one.
All right, let's leave on that one for now.
Little less movement.
Seraph, apologies if I pronounce your name incorrectly. Have you switched on the live button behind you?
Oh, it goes away when I do that.
There, yeah, I have. I think it was on by accident because I didn't switch it yesterday. And then Eli Shorts, how long do you think YouTube will push out YouTube Shorts live stream or regular Shorts onto the Shorts feed? I think it's here to stay. I think what's going to change is that the competition is going to increase. There's going to be real savvy creators who figure out how to maximize the potential of this, both from a discovery point of view and from a monetization point of view, and they'll be all over it, just like they are on TikTok. Yeah,
absolutely. But I think as long as you're live, it'll have just as much of a chance as any other live stream getting found. Kind of like regular live stream.
So we're going to check in one more time, Dan, with the subscribe thing. And I would say this is a statistical difference of interest. That's how I'm going to pronounce that. Okay. We started off at around about 1,782,200 subscribers.
207.
That's what it's saying we've gained from this live stream.
No. I'm saying I took a screenshot.
Sorry.
And that's what we had at the start. Come on
on Zoom. Okay. So what we've gained 176 subscribers, which seems more than usual. So YouTube is making it very easy for people to tap on the subscribe button at the same time. Maybe people are watching this for a couple of minutes and thinking, oh yeah, this is kind of interesting, but I want to move on. I'll subscribe so I can check it out later on. Maybe that's the mentality of how the subscribe button is working there. But yeah, 2 more subscribers as well. Thank you very much. We're going to bring this little experiment to a conclusion, I think, Dan. I think we've learned all we can in this hour. We hope you found it of interest, and we wish you the best of luck if you are about to test this yourself. Just remember, live streams often go wrong. There are usually technical glitches. Embrace it and have fun with them, just like AI Claw did yesterday, if you were watching yesterday. Dan, what are your final thoughts? And we'll end it there.
I think if you do try this, if like you try your first vertical live stream, join our Discord and let us know in there how it went. Would be just very curious to learn more.
Appreciate your time. As always, keep creating, and we'll see you soon. I'm going to salute, press that button, and then there'll be some awkward moment of silence.